Hi, I'm Katie. Welcome to Yoga Awakening and welcome to your home yoga practice. So welcome to At Home. This is week 1. This is our first video in the At Home March series. And this week we're talking about beginning. So we'll do a simple flow today. And that's what I'd like you to focus on, the idea of simplicity. So, especially if you're starting a yoga practice and this really is the beginning for you, or even if you've been practicing for a while, like I have, and you want to return back to something simple and essential. I think the theme of beginning or beginning again is always appropriate. So we'll get started here in a seat. I'm in Sukhasana, cross-legged. Sukhasana is called the easy pose or the pose of ease. Of course, you can choose another pose if this isn't the right one for you. That's fine. You can prop the hips up on something so that you have a little bit more space for the back of the body to be comfortable. But come into the seat that feels like the seat of ease for you. I'll go ahead and close the eyes and you can do the same. Feel free to keep a soft gaze somewhere down out in front of you if you prefer that. Allow the hands to rest wherever they fall naturally. Notice how the low body is heavy and grounded. Feel the sitting bones underneath you. See if you can find that balance point where you feel like they're both evenly rooted underneath. Allow the spine to be long. You might even think about lifting up out of the waist, out of the sides of the body to create that sensation of growing a little bit taller. So in drawing our attention to all of these simple but maybe also subtle things, so simple but perhaps challenging things, we're starting to gather our awareness and draw it inwards into the body, into our present experience. Start to notice your breath. Just noticing how it moves in the body. Feeling the inhale and the exhale. Feel the belly expand as you inhale, as it just naturally wants to do, and then draws back slightly on the exhale. We think about gently drawing the navel to the spine. We'll spend just a few more moments here noticing the breath. Maybe you're also starting to listen to everything else that's arising in your experience. Maybe you're noticing any sensations in the body or thoughts in the mind. Whatever is present for you as you return back to the inhale and exhale, see if you can just allow it to be. Returning back to that essential experience of watching, of noticing the breath. We'll start to move here, and you can even keep the eyes closed and really keep your attention on the breath. I'll bring the hands behind and the feet on the ground out in front of me. Give yourself plenty of space in between the feet. And then we'll send the knees side to side. So coming into some windshield wipers. Maybe now your breath gets a little bit deeper. And then we'll make our way one more time back into our Sukhasana, or whatever seat you had chosen. And we're going to be drawing a little bit of attention to the arms, shoulders, wrists here in our next movement. And I don't want you to think too much about it or get too worried about what you're doing. But just know we're going to be doing something called nerve flossing, and just know that we're not really looking for sensation. So let this be just a continuation of the practice of drawing attention. And so we'll be drawing the attention to the arms. On a big breath in, send the arms out to shoulder height roughly, so you have this nice wide T. And then we'll be doing our first movement, and we'll do that for a round of 10. So I'll lead you through the first few rounds, and then I'll let you move with your own breath. And what we'll be doing here is keeping the whole body still, except we'll be bending at the wrists to send the fingertips down towards the floor. And that's the whole movement, and then you'll return back to neutral. So let's breathe in there for our first round, and then on your exhale, you can send the fingertips down to the floor. Inhale to extend. Exhale, send the fingers down. You've done 2 rounds, so continue there. You can keep a rough count. We're looking for about 10 rounds, so 8 more. And again, just focusing on the awareness, not really looking for a lot of muscular activation here quite yet. Just know I won't get too much into the details of why we do this. We can come back to that in a different video. But just know this is a really nice thing to do if you spend a lot of time at the computer, maybe a lot of time here on your phone like I do. You probably are coming to the end of your rounds. I'll take a couple more. And whenever you finish, return back to that neutral position. Maybe you're already starting to feel your shoulder muscles heating up a little bit, and that's fine, that's good. But keeping things soft, and then it will take the same movement, but now fingertips point up towards the ceiling. So inhale, fingertips point up. Exhale, return back to neutral. Inhale, fingertips point up. Exhale, return back to neutral. Now you have about 8 more rounds there on your own. Keep going there, maybe really feeling some energy through the arms. Focusing on that really simple movement. And I'll take a couple more rounds. Maybe you're finishing up yours. And return back to neutral. We'll release the arms, bring the hands to the tops of the thighs, pause there. You can close the eyes here again if you like. And then open the eyes, we'll transition into this hips to heel pose. Maybe you were already there in your seat, you can stay there, take a moment maybe to stretch the legs out. But I'll transition now, hips to heels. Interlace the fingers out in front of you, and we'll be drawing some circles with the knuckles. So doing a little bit of wrist care here. We'll bring a little bit of attention to that during this practice, and you can reverse your circle if you haven't already. Take the knuckles around to the other side. And then start to find some bigger movements. I like to take figure eights, kind of an 8 laying on its side, or you could do an 8 vertically top to bottom. Just looking to bring a little bit of movement into the wrists. And we'll release our figure eights. Hands rest on the thighs. Feel that nice energy you're creating through the arms and upper body. And then we'll take this into a tabletop pose, all fours. So I'm not guiding us with any props today, but of course if you have a blanket that you like to put underneath the knees, you can always grab that now, pause the video. We'll meet in our tabletop. Neutral spine, spread all 10 fingers and press through each fingerprint. On an inhale, start to drop the belly, feel that ripple effect up through the spine. Maybe you even open the throat space just slightly. On your breath out, start to curl the spine up, move from the tailbone. And the head releases, allow the head to be heavy. On your inhale, find your cow pose, belly drops. Imagine that you could draw the collarbones through the arms, opening through the chest. Exhale for cat pose to round the spine. Now moving with the rhythm of your own breath. And finish up whatever round you're on, end there with your cat pose. Bring yourself back to your neutral spine, and we'll take one more stretch for the wrist. So right hand to start, and I'll be bringing the right fingers over towards the right, and then you can pause anywhere along that path. So maybe they come halfway, fingers point to the right, maybe towards the right bottom corner of the mat. Maybe the fingertips point all the way around towards the knees. So pausing at any point there where you're feeling some sensation. And now we are looking for a little bit of sensation here as we stretch the wrists. You can stay here, option 1, or another option to reach the hips back towards the heels. And that will probably be a very small movement. Inhale. And exhale. Let's take one more round of breath. lift the palm up, fingertips point forwards again. We'll repeat that on our left side. So left finger's coming over towards the left. Pause at any point where you have some sensation, but of course not pain. And then stay there. You can send the hips ever so slightly back. Pressing evenly down through all 5 fingerprints of the left hand, all 5 fingerprints of the right hand. Inhale. And exhaling. Lift the hand up. Fingers point forwards. Send your hands a little bit further out in front of you. Feel that activation there as you press down through the palms, through the fingers, feeling the shoulders turn on. We'll curl the toes under, send the hips back. So we're coming into a version of child's pose. You can reach the forehead all the way down to touch the mat, or you can keep the head lifted. Think here about activating the muscles now. So an active child's pose as you stretch the arms out in front. Maybe you're even feeling that nice stretch all the way up through the armpit chest. Stretch as well for the feet. Inhale there, press down into the ground with the palms. Exhale, we'll lift up, coming just about halfway up. We're making our way now into our downward facing dog. So think first about that same activation as you send the hips back. Pressing into the toes, toes curled under. And then from there, start to hover the knees off the mat. Feel all of that activation that you're building. And then send the hips up high and back. Downward dog or Adho Mukha Svanasana. And I like to start right away with some movement here. So I'm towards the beginning of my day, maybe you are as well. Maybe you need to be gentle with the backs of the legs, give the hamstrings a chance to start to open up. I like to come onto the outer edges of the feet or the outer edge of one foot, inner edge of the other, and then switch sides. So sending hips side to side. And then let's take a couple rounds of breath here. You can even sort of walk the feet. I like to feel that stretch through the feet, through the backs of the calves. And then we'll come into stillness. Feel free to bend the knees generously for an inhale. And an exhale. We'll take this forward now into our plank pose, and we'll think about this wave of the spine. So as you inhale to come forwards into your plank, imagine that there's something there in the middle of your mat that you need to reach up and over. Think about our cat pose and our tabletop. Make your way into your plank. Exhale, think about the opposite, that extension that we did as we lifted up into your first down dog, as you find down dog again, and we'll move through that sequence a couple of times, so transitioning between our plank and our downward facing dog. Move with your breath. Feel the wave of the spine. And finish up your last round. We'll meet in our down dog. From here, step your feet towards your Tadasana. We'll meet first in our forward fold. I like to take a couple of steps to get there. Again, stretching through the feet and the legs. Come to the top of your mat again with the knees bent. Now allowing the front of the body to hang. Head is heavy. We'll roll up from here to our Tadasana, our mountain pose. So the head will lift last. Arms are heavy. Bringing some awareness to the spine again, just like we were doing in our plank to down dog. And then find your mountain pose. We'll be moving now through a brief flow to end our practice. Again, see if you can come back to that idea of simplicity, doing just what is necessary as you listen into the body, listen into that internal world. We spend so much time listening to the external world and so much of our day and so much of our lives. So I invite you to take this opportunity to listen in. Inhale, arms rise up. On an exhale, send the arms over towards the right, hips to the left. I'm not mirroring you here. Feel that stretch through the left side of the body. Starting to feel the core, the belly turn on and activate to hold yourself up in this pose. Use a big breath in to send yourself up to center. And a big breath out, arms to the left, hips to the right. Again, feeling all those muscles that you need to hold yourself in our side stretch. Inhale, off through center. Exhale, we'll take a baby back bend and think about this move really happening from the mid and upper back. So not worrying too much about finding much of a bend through the low back where we tend to already have a little bit more space. We'll bring the hands out to either side, bend at the elbows, create that cactus shape. As you take your mini back bend on your inhale, open the chest, broaden across the collarbone. Re-extend through the arms. Big breath out takes you back to your Tadasana. And we'll repeat and start to add on as we go. Moving now a little bit more quickly, finding that breath and movement linked, working together. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hips to the left, arms to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, hips to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale. Baby back bend, cactus arms. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Exhale, bend the knees, hinge at the hips, send it down. Uttanasana, your forward fold. Head releases for a moment. On an inhale, lift up halfway. We'll send the arms behind, airplane arms. So feeling some activation once again through the arms. Imagine you could send some energy out through the fingertips. Think of sort of a 7 shape or maybe an L shape. Inhale here. Think about drawing the lower ribs together towards each other to find that activation to support you in your movement. One more breath in. On your breath out, release, forward fold. Inhale, this time we sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, back to your Tadasana. We'll keep adding on. Inhale, sweep the arms up and overhead. Exhale, hips to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, hips to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, mini back bend. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, fold forwards, bend the knees. Inhale, takes you into your halfway lift with your active airplane arms. Start to bring some attention, awareness into the left foot, the sole of the left foot. Shift some of your weight onto the foot. We'll step back with the right leg. Keep yourself low down here so you have your airplane arms still. This is sort of your halfway forward low lunge variation. Active through the arms, still broadening across the collarbones. Feel the left hip, the left thigh working hard to keep you in this pose. Ground down through the feet, and that's the movement that takes you up on your inhale into your high lunge. Keep pressing down through the feet here, arms up and overhead. Inhale. Exhale, we're stepping it back to your halfway lift with airplane arms. Right foot meets the left. And forward fold. Inhale, half lift. And we take it over to the second side. So a little more weight starts to come into your right foot. Find that steadiness. Bend through the right knee to send the left leg back. Strong through the legs. Chest is coming forwards towards the knee. Find that long spine. On your inhale, press down through the feet. That sends you up, high lunge. Breathing in, breathing out. Listening to the body, feeling the energy moving. We're stepping it back to our halfway lift. Inhale, left foot joins the right. Exhale to fold forward. Uttanasana. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up and overhead. Exhale, Tadasana. Recenter. Inhaling deeply. And exhaling completely. We'll add on one more piece to our flow. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, hips to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, hips to the left. Find this joy And coming back through these familiar shapes, feeling the body flow. Exhale through your back bend. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale to release Uttanasana. Inhale to activate. The weight comes into the left foot. Bend through the left knee, step it back. You're halfway lowered, high lunge. Feel the left hip hugging in towards center to support. Press down through the feet. Inhale, lifts you up high. On your exhale, we're moving into Warrior 3, Digasana. So you can visualize this part if you like. You can visualize before you give it a try. You can take a few steps up to get there. Or you can try one big move as you send the arms behind and lift up. Again, coming back to those airplane arms as we activate through the whole body. Strong focus down the ground in front of you. Inhale. Exhale, bend through the standing leg, right foot behind you, reverse warrior. Left arm reaches up. Breathe in, feel that support through both sides of the waist. On your exhale, cartwheel the arms, right hand comes under the right shoulder. Reset your feet for your low lunge. We'll lift up into our twist. Inhale into the belly. Exhale all of the air out. And then left hand comes to meet the right. We'll step it forwards, return to your low lunge, to your forward fold. Inhale to lift halfway, find your airplane arms. We'll take our sequence over to the second side. Bring a little bit more weight into the right foot, so already imagining where you're going. Bend through the right knee as you step it back with the left foot. Again, feel the right outer hip hugging in to support you. Press down through the feet as you lift up high lunge. Full round of breath here. You know where we're going now, into our Warrior 3. So you can always visualize this part or give it a try with me. Next breath out takes you into your Digasana, your balancing pose. Energy out through the fingers. Inhale. Exhale, bend through your standing leg to set your left foot down. Reverse warrior. Big breath in. On your breath out, cartwheel the arms, left hand plants. We open it up, low lunge twist. In. Exhale, right hand comes to meet the left to frame the foot. We step it up, forward fold, one final time. This time from our forward fold, we'll make our way into the child's pose. So your choice. Knees together, knees wide. We'll use this shape here to integrate as we come to the end of our practice. Feeling maybe some heat that we've created. Checking in once again with our inner world. Noticing what is arising for you in this moment. Sensations in the body, thoughts in the mind, maybe emotions. Can you allow all of that arising experience to be? We'll transition now into our Shavasana. I encourage you to stay here in your Shavasana for as long as you like, maybe even a full 5 minutes. I'll leave you here in your final resting pose. Feel the shoulder blades on the mat. Eyes closed. Feel the eyes drop into their sockets. The tongue loose in the mouth. Allow yourself to be here in stillness, in silence for a few moments, just listening. Feel free to stay in your Shavasana for as long as you like. Otherwise, if you're moving on with your day now, we'll bring the hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.